After teaching over 4,000 traders and personally spending near $100,000 on mentorship, we've been able to develop a step-by-step system on how to actually become a consistently profitable trader that I'm going to reveal to you in this video. Now, if you're not sure who I am, I'm QC Lee, the founder of the Motivated Trading Company. We've been helping traders like you become profitable for over 5.5 years now. We've made our clients tens of millions of dollars. Now, a lot of you guys have probably been bouncing from Discord to Discord, from course to course, or maybe just watching YouTube videos, or maybe you're really just unsure where to start and who to trust, okay? Now, without further ado, I'm going to give you a step-by-step approach on how to actually achieve financial freedom and become consistently profitable with trading, okay? Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. First thing that we need to go over and cover, what exactly is financial freedom from trading, all right? What does that look like? How do we define these things, okay? Now, achieving financial freedom from trading is getting to a place where your trading profits completely cover your desired living expenses, okay? Not just bills, but your desired living expenses, meaning just, making your bills is kind of just the bare minimum with this. To actually be financially free, we really want you to be able to cover all of your desired living expenses. We want you to think bigger than just paying the bills, okay, is the point. Now, every expense that you need to live comfortably and abundantly, okay? Yes, I said abundantly. Oh man, now some people are gonna be like, oh, I just wanna, I don't wanna be too greedy or anything. Why is that greedy? Let me just submit this to you real quick before we go on. If you are a good person, you do good stuff with your life, your money, and your resources right now, the more money that you have, the more good you're gonna do. Okay, it happens to me all the time. A lot of people come to me and say, I don't want to be too greedy. I don't want to make too much money. But at the end of the day, if you're not a greedy person, if you're not a bad person, the money is just going to amplify who you are deep down in your soul. Okay, so if you're already a good person, if you're already doing good, okay, you're just going to do more good with that money. Every expense that you need to live comfortably is going to be covered each month with solely trading profits. And we're going to go through step by step on how we're going to achieve this, okay? But first of all, let's get some groundwork out of the way, because I bet a lot of you guys probably have a little bit of stipulations and just maybe some beliefs that we can go ahead and work through right here, okay? Now, first one, guys, you don't need a ton of money to start, guys. Okay, we're gonna go through exactly how much money that you need, to make this. Depending on what your goals are like, I'll go through how much money you need to make. So please stay tuned. Okay, again, you don't need to be in front of a computer for hours a day, guys. You really think I do that? You really think, bro? Come on, you guys really think I sit in front of a computer for 6, 7, 8 hours and trading? That would just be getting another job. Okay, we do this for the freedom aspect. So that would not be freedom if I was just glued to a screen. Okay, I trade for like 1 or 2 hours a day max. I don't even trade every day. Okay, and we'll go through all that too as well. And then it's not super risky if you have the right education and guidance. If you're going to do something like this, guys, on your own, okay, if you're going to risk your hard-earned money on the market on your own or without the right guidance and education, and let's be honest, okay, there's a lot of people out there who, say they'll get you there, but actually don't have a system to get you to where they, are saying they can, okay? So it only becomes really risky when you don't know what you're doing, when you don't have the right guidance, when you try to do things alone, when you're trying to, make up stuff and stuff like that, when you just start using random strategies from here and there with actually no guidance. Okay, guys, I've been through it all. Been doing this for years and years on end, so I've really seen it, almost all of it now at this point. Okay, now I'm not saying that there are no risks associated with trading. Okay, obviously I'm not saying that every time you press that buy button, there's obviously a risk that one of two things is going to happen. Okay, you're going to make profit or you're not going to make profit. That's just literally it. Okay, with the systems that we have, obviously you make profit more than times that you lose. Anyway, just need to get those things out of the way before we go ahead and continue. How much do you really need to make XXXX, whatever your goal is? All right, if you want to make, guys, and take these numbers, okay, with a slight grain of salt. All right, I've taught thousands of traders, but here I'm putting numbers for substantial and consistent and repeatable growth. And there's going to be some guy in the comments like, oh, I turned 1K into 20K. Okay, of course you did, bro. All right, we get it. Okay, I believe you, man. But turning 1K into 20, 30K is just not a sustainable and repeatable process thing. And I was going to say, yes, it is. I can do it again. Okay, bro. All right, we get it. Good luck. All right, I wish you the best. All right, can't tell you how many people I've seen and people I've even mentored who just didn't listen to me, honestly, who took their accounts from $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 up to $15,000, $16,000, $17,000. So we've seen it before, and it's possible, following the systems that we have, but they tried to use those same systems that they had, or those same, methods, okay, which usually don't practice good risk management if you're doing that anyway, okay, to be honest, and they lost their money, okay? So these numbers are going to be based off of a, sustainable and repeatable and consistent method, because everything we do here is systematic, which you guys will find out if you do stay to the end of this video, okay? Now, anyway, if you want to make about $3,000 a month, you ideally need about $2,000 to $3,000 to invest with, okay? If you want to make $5,000 a month, you ideally need $3,000 to $5,000. If you want to make about $10,000 a month, you ideally need $5,000 to $10,000. Guys, I've taught thousands of traders. These are the average numbers that will put you at a very, very healthy place to where you have room to grow, but you also have a little bit of drawdown too as well. So you're not going to lose everything if you lose too as well, okay? And again, if you work with us, if you work with the right people, we can give you all these systems and an exact position sizing plan and stuff like that. And if you are interested in that, go down in the description below and tap the link, and you can learn some more there, book a call. But anyway, this are the numbers, all right? And again, it's from a systematic approach that we have there, okay? Now, how much time do I need? 1 to 2 hours a day is ideal, okay? In the mornings is ideal if you want to be a day trader, okay? If you want to be a swing trader, you have a bit more flexibility. Now, I know someone's going to say, I can day trade at any time. Yes, you can, okay? But the morning, okay? And you've probably seen some of my other videos. If you haven't, you probably should go watch them, because a lot of free game in there, okay? Just saying. 1 to 2 hours a day in those morning times. If you're on the Eastern Standard, okay? If you're on EST, okay? 9:30 to 11 is the time where there is the most volume on the market, okay? So this is prime time for day trading. Yes, there's lots of opportunity after this time right here, so it's not like, oh, end all be all if you can't trade during this time. Have at least 1 to 2 hours, daily is super ideal, and there's no doubt you'll be able to make a bunch of money if you have at least 1 to 2 hours a day. Again, if you have a desk job but you're at a computer, you can still do it, stuff like that, okay? If you have more of a physical labor job, it might be a bit more difficult, but if you can find breaks, stuff like that, you can still do it. But at minimum, okay, at bare minimum, you want to have at least 30-60 minutes, okay, 30 to 60 minutes each day at minimum. If you don't have 30 to 60 minutes between these times, between 9:30 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay, you got to make some time. Seriously, you got to make some time, because this is when the open market is. This is the New York session, and we need time for this, okay? So now that we've gotten through the requirements on, things that we need for this and stuff like that, now it's time that we go ahead and move on. The first thing, guys, super important. Please don't skip this, guys. Super important. Like, I need everybody to listen up. Seriously. First, you need to analyze your mentality and where your head is at with your finances currently. Now, what's your relationship with money? How do you feel about money? How do you feel about the money that you're making now? How do you feel about the money you have in your bank account? This is going to affect the way you trade. If you're coming from a state of lack, or a state of, I need this money, I need to make $3,000 this month, or else I'm cooked, I'm done, okay? Maybe you should wait a little bit till you're in a more comfortable, calm, and collected state of mind to trade. Psychological effects are huge when it comes to trading. We need you to be in the best state of mind when it comes to approaching something like this. The state of your mental is going to reflect how much money you make in trading. So if you're in need, if you're like, oh my goodness, I need this, and that, take care of that stuff first, then approach the market, okay? The market is going to take money from people who are uncalculated, impatient, and don't have a system, to the people who do, okay? So you don't want to be on the latter side, you want to be on the side that wins, okay? Now the basics, okay? Step 1, actually getting into the trading stuff. Now that we've, cleared all that mental clutter, okay, we're in a good state of mind. We're like, all right, cool. I have the time, I have the cash to do this, all right? It's time to replace that mental clutter with some valuable information. First, you need, I know this sounds self-explanatory, guys, but seriously, like, I see people online learning like all these ICT, SMC strategies, okay? And by the way, if you use ICT, God bless your soul. I hope you're successful, but every successful trader that I talk to, and I know a lot of them in this industry, none of them use ICT. You need to learn and master the basics, all the basics, seriously, for trading. And guys, I literally have YouTube videos on like pretty much all the basics. Like, just go look at them after this, okay? Don't go yet. You need to finish this video, but like, go right after this. Like, I'll put them in the description or something, but like, go right after this. Like, I have a free course. If you don't know anything about options or anything like that, or like price action or stuff like that, like, come on, guys, like, just watch it on YouTube. It's free. Like, just go. When I say the basics of trading, like, you need to understand candlesticks, okay, technicals, fundamentals, okay, price action, of course, which we're going to talk about a little bit more too as well. All right. If you don't understand these things, your foundation is going to be broken, and it's just going to take you way longer to achieve your goals. Guys, we all know we can't build a house on sand, okay, or straw. We can't build a house on something that's not concrete. So stop trying to rush ahead and learn, y equals mx plus b favorite strategy, to make $1 million when you don't even know how to read candlesticks or charts. You don't even know how to read a company's fundamentals. And I'm not trying to be abrasive here, but I'm really just trying to tell you how it is because, I'm telling you straight up how it is, not hold anything back, just giving you guys the truth, okay? Now, don't understand these things, your foundation's gonna be broken and it's gonna take you longer to achieve your goals. So you really need to hone in on the basics, okay? This shouldn't take you longer than like a month though, like one or 2 months max to learn the basics if you're like just starting out. And if you've been trading, you could probably pick this up super quick. There's probably still stuff that you think you know, but you don't know just yet that you really need to understand, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Price action, price action, price action, price action, price action. Guys, I emphasize this a lot because it's extremely important. I have videos on price action too as well. Again, you can just go watch them after, but you need to absolutely master, okay? I'm gonna underline master. We gotta underline master the art of reading and understanding, keyword, and understanding price action. If you cannot read the story of what's going on behind the candlesticks, you don't understand price action. Okay, price action is the very basis of every successful strategy. Oh no, this guy uses indicators and bots and AI. He uses AI with a 62% good riddance and good luck. Okay, real traders use price action. Go ask around, all right, ask the kids, ask your wife, okay? Ask around. You need to understand this. And even if you think you understand it, it's probably good that you come up with a refresher, okay? Again, understanding this is going to make your life so much easier. Go over it again and again and again and again and again, okay? I teach my students like a refresher on price action, like literally like once every few months, just because it's so important. And if you can understand price action, seriously, this puts you light years ahead of so many other traders that don't understand actual price action and like the story behind it between buyers and sellers, okay? Remember, the market, okay, it's just a visual depiction. All right, candlesticks basically it's just a visual depiction of what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, what are buyers doing? What are sellers doing? Who's winning? Okay, are buyers winning? Are sellers winning? Stuff like that. Okay, now I'm not gonna get too technical here. Just go watch my other videos. You guys can find all that stuff out. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Learn the strategy. Okay, learn the strategy. Now, obviously, okay, if you don't want to go, hunting and to, choosing and doing like trial and error, by learning a strategy on your own, you can literally just go to the link below and hire us, and we'll give you a strategy, we'll give you a system, we'll give you all that stuff. Anyway, you can combine strategies together or add them to your pre-existing strategy. A strategy is super important. I teach like a bunch of like entry-level strategies, I literally teach all these guys like on my channel. And yes, they all work if you use them the right way. Levels, support and resistance, trend lines, supply and demand, EMAs, FVGs, VWAP, break and retest. Guys, you can do a lot with this stuff, okay? But you need to figure it out, okay? You got to use it the right way, okay? Again, if you don't want to figure it out yourself, literally just tap the link below and book a call with me and my team, and we'll help you do it for you. Now, this probably is one of the most important parts of the video. You need a system, okay? Now that you have a strategy that makes money, you need to create a system that defines your entries, your exits, your position sizing, and your psychological rules. Basically, you need a system and a plan for every outcome on the market, okay? You need to remove that emotional and psychological, okay, input from yourself, because that's where we make mistakes, okay? Hedge funds, big banks, all these institutions, they trade and they make money. Well, some of them at least make money. Some of them are still not good at what they're doing, but they trade and make money, tens of millions of dollars on the market with algorithms, with computers, okay? Why can't we do the same? Because of our emotions and psychological tendencies, okay? So if we're able to make a system around our psychological tendencies and emotions and remove that aspect of it and just follow a systematic approach that is designed to maximize profits and minimize losses, we will be profitable. So you need a system, again, that defines entries, exits, position sizing, and psychological rules, and when you do and do not trade, which is part of your psychological rules, basically. A lot of this will come with like trial and error. This could take a decent amount of time. To be honest with you, this could take a decent amount of time because you do have to test things, you do have to kind of back test, okay, you do have to track data, things like that, okay? Again, the other option, or you can literally just go down below, watch the video that I posted there, and see if you're a good fit, and we'll just give you our system, okay? Because we've been doing this like for 7 years, been helping people for 5.5 years. I've been trading for 7 years, so we already have a system with all this stuff, so you can kind of just like jump the gun there and save yourself a lot of time and money. But anyway, you need to think less, okay? Now, by think less, I don't mean like just be brainless on the market. I don't even want you guys to be emotionless. I want you guys to learn to work through the emotions with systems. That's what we do. We create systems to help you get to where you want to be, and we help you work around your psychological tendencies and emotions. Think less, execute more. Okay, now let's go ahead and continue. Now, goal setting. Okay, this is also really important, but I want you guys to make sure you guys don't take this the wrong way. First of all, you need a budget. Obviously, if you're not budgeting, you need to budget your finances. Okay, you need to know what your monthly expenses are. Okay, so trust me, I know it seems like common sense, guys. I know that like a lot of this video seems like common sense, but like seriously, common sense is not that common. And even if people know it, it's really about applying it the right way. You need to count the total number of expenses that you need to live comfortably each month. This should be your first monthly profit goal. Okay, do not include the yacht you want or the cars or the big house. Okay, what you need to start with, okay, needs to be relative to what you're putting in your account. Okay, so if you're starting with like 3K, okay, your first monthly goal for the next month or this month should not be $20,000. Okay, be honest with yourself, brother. Just count up the number of expenses that you have, okay, each month, and this should be your first monthly profit goal. All right, let's say, for example, let's just say your expenses are $2,500 a month. So we break that down, divide that by 20, which is just 20 trading days in a month, and that's going to be your daily goal to get you to where you want to be. Okay, $125 is going to be your daily goal, and you want to make 5K a month. Okay, let's just say 5K. You just times that by 2, so your daily goal is going to be $250. Easy. 10K daily goal, 500. Guys, the handwriting is struggling, I know. 10K, and then 20K, same thing, $1,000. Guys, you'd be so surprised how easy it is to make a few $100 a day. Seriously. And after you have the consistency of making a few $100 a day, all we do with you is scale you up. We scale your position sizing up. We scale your account up. We scale it up, and then it just becomes a systematic approach of making money by then. Guys, do not allow this daily goal to overcome your mind. You shouldn't be thinking about this all day while you're in your trade. Just have it in the back of your mind. The daily goal is not the main focus. Making the money is not the main focus right now. Again, guys, honestly, every successful trader will tell you this, but like, if you keep focusing on just the money, you're probably going to extend and prolong your process a lot, because remember, the money is a byproduct of the discipline, of the systems, of the proper execution on the market. So if you focus on the byproduct, you end up kind of having a sleazy byproduct. Okay, again, if you're baking a cake and you only focus on the end cake, you don't focus on how much flour, how much water, how much baking soda, how much egg you put in there, okay, your cake ain't gonna taste good. So same thing with this. You need to focus on the process. Seriously, I know that's like so cliche. Oh, focus on the process, it'll come. Nah, bro, like seriously. Okay, you need to focus on the process, all right, and following this system. Okay, now we have a system again, whatever, but you need to create a system. If you're not gonna go find one, you need to create one. Okay, you should be following your systems, following your strategies, sticking to your risk management. All that stuff needs to be the main focus. And once your execution is correct, then you scale up and you make lots more money, baby. Okay, now hope you guys understand that. And now we're gonna go ahead and continue. Master yourself. Okay, again, master yourself. All right. Psychologically, trading is going to expose a lot about you. Honestly, whatever you say your relationship with money is, it's going to be revealed when you trade. If you come from a lack mindset, if you like, oh, I gotta just keep all I get because I might lose it, you're gonna be selling trades early. You're gonna get that 10-20% and just sell. Or if you're greedy, you're like, oh yeah, I want home runs every day, you're gonna hold too long. You might not respect your stop losses, stuff like that. Like, it's gonna be exposed whenever you trade anyway. So just be real with yourself before before the market comes in, it exposes you. All right, but it's a good thing, guys. It's a good thing. Again, I'm not joshing nobody. It's a good thing. Once you have that realization, then you make progress. Okay, but anyway, gotta recognize your mental tendencies and urges and work around them. Okay, an example, if you're greedy, you like to go for home runs, make it a rule, write it 10, 20, 30 times on your notebook, whatever you have to do. I will trim. Okay, I will take profit at my targets. Okay, I will respect my stop losses. And if you come from more of like a frantic, anxious kind of lack mindset, say this. Okay, I won't take profit until I hit my thing. Okay, I won't sell early. Okay, I will get in when I see a good setup, things like that. You got to set rules, okay, to create psychological boundaries. And again, a huge part of this, guys, is consistently journaling. You have to journal. Okay, what gets tracked gets improved. If it doesn't get tracked, it doesn't really get improved that much. Okay, it's hard to. Huge part of this, you got to consistently journal, okay, and track what you need. All right, you got to track this. All right, I'll make a video on journaling too as well, so just go to my channel and you can go ahead and get that too inside of there. All right, you got to track it, you got to understand it, you got to do it the right way, guys. Okay, now discipline is so important. All right, the money in the market goes from the undisciplined hand to the disciplined hand. Okay, goes from undisciplined people to disciplined people. That's not even just on the markets. That's in life. Eventually, if you slack off on your job hard enough, someone's going to come take a job who's more disciplined than you, and they're going to be getting your paycheck. Oh, you thought you deserved that promotion? Oh, there's actually a guy more or girl more disciplined than you. He stays late, he wakes up early, he does better work than you and more efficiently. Boom, he gets the raise and you don't. If you're not disciplined in other areas of your life, it's going to be hard to just magically whip up some discipline, to just pull it out of yourself randomly. I would suggest making it a lifestyle, just make discipline a lifestyle. Start going to the gym, start tracking your finances, start going to bed at a certain time, start waking up at a certain time, start telling your body what to do. Consistency, guys, consistency pays in this game, okay? Well, guys, I know this is like a gambling term, but seriously, like a guy who's mining, he's mining for months and months and months and months. He's going, and there's $1 million at the end of this, okay? But he stops right before, okay, because he just thinks it's not worth it. Or he mines here and there. He mines here and there, and actually doesn't make any progress. Guys, don't quit before you discover the pot of gold. Seriously, at the end of trading, if you're able to master it, which I believe every single human is capable of mastering trading, you can make an unlimited amount of money. People go to school for 2, 4, 6, 8, even 10 years to enter a career that has a limited amount of upside. You have a ceiling on most jobs. Let's be real. There's only so far you can go with most jobs in this day in America or whatever country you're in. Let's be honest. Whether it be $500,000, whether it be $800,000, $1 million, depending on what kind of profession you have, whether you're a doctor, a neurosurgeon, there is a limit. There's a ceiling to how much money you can make with the amount of time that you put in. Again, you guys get the illustration. I don't want this to be perceived as gambling because everything we do is systematic. It's a very systematic approach. But if you're not consistent, you can't expect progress. Like, just be honest with you guys. You don't want to miss your time, okay? Everyone has a time. You don't want to miss it. Again, one good day can change your whole month and make your whole month. Like, there's usually 2 or 3 trading days out of the month. I'm just like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight. I can stop. So that happens, a few times a month. Okay. But if you're not consistent, you can miss those, inside of here. And that's the last thing we want for you. So consistency pays. Okay. Now these 3 things, guys, are going to make or break you. Okay. I fully believe in you. I have full faith and conviction that you can do this. Whatever your goals are, I have full faith and conviction that you can do it. God's on your side. You can do this. Again, consistency, discipline, okay, and your mindset. Okay, consistency, discipline, and your mindset. All right. I'm just going to recap on these 3 things here as well. Then we'll go from there. Again, consistency, you got to continue to do it. We just talked about that. Your mindset. All right. You need to believe in yourself. Okay. One of the main factors that I see between profitable traders and unprofitable traders is self-belief and conviction. Profitable traders came in with that preconceived mindset, you know what? I can do this. I see other people doing this. I'm a human. He's human. I can do this too. Let's get it. So you can do it. I'm rooting for you. I've seen people who actually came in with no conviction, thought they couldn't do it at all, didn't even know that they could make money from this, or that they could make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month from this. And then 6 months later, they're making, almost $40,000 a month from it. I've seen it so many times. And discipline, guys, you got to put in the inputs to get the outputs. We have a system here. If you are interested in just working with us and kind of, cutting through all this red tape, and having us build you a system, having us give you a strategy, having us, coach you, one-on-one, and, having us literally scale you up and show you exactly how to do this stuff. Okay. Please go ahead and tap the link in the description and, book a call with me and my team, and we'll see if you're a good fit. Okay. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and look at some of the other videos. If you're just not ready to book a call with me and my team, no worries. Just go ahead and look at some of the other videos that we have on the channel here. All right. But God bless you. Peace out. You got this. I'm rooting for you. And so is God. God's on your side. Peace. God is good.